What's going on, everybody? It is U-Turn Crowbat here, and you are watching U-Turn Central. Now, before we get started, please make sure you RCS, rate, comment, and subscribe, and please make sure you go into the description and click on the links of the Pokemon groups in the list. Make sure you show Poketown some U-Turn love. So let's get right into it. This is another Wi-Fi battle against Zachary, aka White Boy, for the win. His link will be in the description. This battle, however, was unlike anything I have seen before or been a part of. This was a roulette battle. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's when you make a box of 30 Pokemon and your friend picks a number between 1 and 30. And whichever number he picks, you go into your box and you find that Pokemon with the corresponding number and put that Poke on your team, and so on and so forth. And I did the same for him. Now, let's get right into the battle. I didn't really want to waste any of your guys' time by explaining what a roulette battle was, but I felt like I should, because some of you might not know. Hell, I didn't even know. So it was news to me when he was telling me about it, but it was pretty fun. I actually really loved it. I'm going to try doing this a lot more with him, because it turned out pretty great. I battled him once before, and this is another battle that we had. So he goes out into his Rotom fan. When I go into my Empoleon, now, I was thinking he was going to use a flying move, but clearly he doesn't, because, you know, he's an electric and he wants to switch out, so he uses Volt Switch on my Empoleon, leaving me with a certain amount of HP that I might not be able to live if he switches out into a Seismitoad. So, with that being said, I use my Stealth Rock because I know I'm not going to really be able to live much longer, so I throw out my Stealth Rock simply because I want to get some damage off on his pokes if he decides to switch out. So he decides to have the Seismitoad use Earth Power and take on my Empoleon right then and there. Now, that's perfectly fine because, I mean, my Empoleon did its job. And this team, guys, is just so weird. It's just a mix of everything because of the roulette. Like, he picked these Pokemon, like, without seeing what I had in my box. Like I had stated, he chose numbers, and those numbers went with the Pokemon in the box. So, he chose these Pokemon for me, and it's really weird because these are just completely random Pokemon, as you can see. So he is able to take out my Crobat, unfortunately, with a Seismitoad, but his Seismitoad does go down, and I applaud myself for that, even though I didn't really do much. But I go into my Conkeldurr, and he goes out into his Regiregus. I am not sure how to say its name. Regiregus. That's what I'm going to say. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. So, he ends up going out to him. When I go out into my Conkeldurr, now, I use my Mach Punch, and my attack doesn't really do too much because my Toxic or my Flame Orb does not kick in quite yet. Now, he ends up using the Zen Headbutt on me, and luckily I don't get taken out. I know Regiregus has some decent attack, but luckily he doesn't get taken out right then and there. But I end up using my Mach Punch, and I take him out right then because my power does escalate, and, well, my attack does escalate. And that's exactly why I have a Toxic Boosted Conkeldurr, because I love it. I love it. I have used it plenty of times in the past in previous videos that you can definitely see if you go check it out. Now, he goes out and does his Staraptor, and I'm kind of scared simply because that Staraptor can take out my Conkeldurr. So, I switch out into my Blue Flash Zangoose. Now, even though this Staraptor can take out my Zangoose, I wanted to try and hopefully maybe live, but clearly it does not work. Now, so while he is losing some HP, I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe if I bring somebody out, maybe I'll be able to outspeed and just take it down because of how low HP it has already. That's the reason why I brought out my Metagross. Now, he decides to use the Brave Bird on me, which does not do too much because I do resist flying. I either resist it or I am damaged by it. See, I have not used my Metagross in quite some time, so I need to double check on that. But I end up taking out his Staraptor because he ended up using the Brave Bird and Brave Bird Coil and everything. So I guess he took himself out. I didn't take him out, but it was awesome anyways. So he ends up going out into his Ampharos, and at this point I'm thinking, what can I do to this Ampharos? This Ampharos is pretty much the exact one that I have on my electric team for my gym. So he ends up Mega Evolving while I'm thinking if he knows Cotton Guard, there's really not a whole lot I can do, but luckily I do outspeed because Ampharos is slow as hell. So I do end up getting the Earthquake on it, leaving it with leaving him in yellow, which at that rate, I can basically just take him out whenever I want. So I leave my Metagross in because I want to try and take some pokes out. So he ends up going back into his Rotom fan, and luckily for me, while I got the stones up, the Rotom fan does get damaged by the stones. So I end up getting some HP recovery because of my lefties. Now, he ends up switching back out into his Ampharos. I'm not really sure what he was thinking, but I guess that was a good play because, I mean, I was gonna hit his Rotom or his Ampharos with something anyways, but like I said, I'm not really sure what he was thinking. I mean, I should probably talk to him about that. White Boy, if you're watching, I want to know, why did you do that? Answer me, please. So, I go out into my Conkeldurr because at that rate, I'm thinking I can just outspeed. I do have Mach Punch, so I'm just gonna destroy the rest of his team. Well, a couple of pokes anyways. So I end up taking out his Ampharos with the Mach Punch. And my attack, you know, like I had stated, is boosted already. So some of his pokes can't really stand my attacks anymore. So while he does bring out his Rotom, and even though it is a flying Rotom, I'm just kind of weary. I'm just kind of scared. So I switch out into my Hitmontop. I know my Hitmontop is weak to flying, but I did not want my Conkeldurr getting taken out. And so he ends up getting the Willow on me. I guess I probably should have stayed in, but I did not predict a Willow at all. I rarely face Rotom fans, and so I did not know it could learn Willow. And so he ends up using the Volt Switch on my Hitmontop, and he ends up switching back out. And I mean, I guess that's fine that my Hitmontop is burned. I mean, I guess I probably could have used him later on, but my Hitmontop is pretty frail, so there's really not a whole lot I can really do. But he decides to go into a Swampert, and the stones, you know, they do affect him, but they don't do too much at all, as you can see. So I do get hurt with the burn after I use my Stone Edge, I believe it was. So I switched out because I'm trying to preserve my Hitmontop. My Hitmontop does know Intimidate, so I'm hoping maybe I can use that to my advantage. Now, he ends up using the Super Power on my Conkeldurr, and it just leaves me at 54 HP. Luckily for me, my attack is just out of this world, but I do get hurt from the poison, leaving me at 43 HP now, and there's really not much I can really defend myself with. So he ends up switching out, and he goes out into his Rotom fan. Now, even though his Rotom is, like, practically dead, I just want to get rid of him because he is part flying. So I use my Mach Punch and just destroy the rest of what this Rotom fan had. If I had not done that, I would have been scared that Rotom would have just taken me out with some sort of flying move. But as you can see, I do get hurt with the poison, leaving me at 21 HP. Now, he goes back out into a Swampert, and he decides to make his Swampert use Ice Punch after I hit this Swampert with a Mach Punch. Now, it doesn't really do too much to that Swampert, unfortunately. I mean, it is great. It was phenomenal that I was able to take down the Swampert that much. Now, I end up going out into my Hitmontop, getting the Intimidate off. Now, there's really not much I can do. I mainly just put him out there to try and get some attack off. I end up using my Close Combat because I do outspeed. Now, typically, if this Swampert was at full HP, that Close Combat would not have done shit. So, luckily for me, I did just get him lower in HP than, you know, because, like I said, if he was at full HP, he wouldn't have done anything. But luckily for me, he was that low, and that leaves me in an advantage because I did end up going out into my Metagross and outspeeding and using my Earthquake on the Swampert. And I ended up taking the Swampert out, which is awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Now, like, going into this battle, I was actually kind of scared of his Regigigas because I've never faced him before. I've never faced a Seismitoad before. I have rarely faced a Rotom fan before, but his threats were definitely the Swampert and the Straptor because that pesky little bird does know Close Combat. I'm not sure if his knows Close Combat, but other birds of that sort do know Close Combat. Now, for my team, it was really interesting. Because the Pokemon that he chose for me some of them were really decent. And when he chose my Metagross, I was like, awesome. Now I can show the world what my Metagross can do. And with that being said, I'm thinking of possibly bringing my Metagross back to some battles. I'm not quite sure how many battles he has been in. He hasn't really been in that many. Not many at all. So, I'm thinking of just bringing him back. Just simply because he can take some decent amount of moves. And he does have some decent attack on him. So I'm thinking of just bringing him back at some point and just reusing him and seeing what you guys think. Because I've had that beast, that metal beast for a while now. So I'm just going to try bringing him back every now and then, see what you guys think. But I hope you guys enjoyed this battle, this roulette battle. I hope you guys go out and have yourselves some awesome roulette battles like this, because they are a lot of fun. They are tons and tons of fun. Now, Whiteboy for the win, his link will be in the description, and he is going to be uploading another roulette battle that he and I had, which he won, which was still a great battle. So I want you guys to go into the description. It would be nice if I can actually talk right, correct? Yes. So, go into the description, click on his link, and just hit him up, show him some U-turn love. I know that he is going to be needing, some of my viewers to kind of go into his channel and check him out, because he's trying to get bigger like I am. So make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I don't know why, but I kind of like it. So, anyway, so make sure you do that. Make sure you go into the description again, and for the second time, and make sure you click on the links for the Pokemon group. So make sure you show Poketown some U-turn love. And like I said, I hope you guys, go out and have yourselves some awesome, fantastic roulette battles. Alright, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Don't forget RC. Yes, rate, comment, and subscribe. Take care. Peace.